Year 11, Unit 2, Exam Preparation, focusing on the Of Mice and Men, question B. Hopefully, this presentation will help you to know how question B is actually set out. We want you also to understand how to decode and plan an answer to this question, and most importantly, to be able to recognise how to write to get the marks. So you will be given an extract from Of Mice and Men, which will be about 300 words long. You'll then be given 3 questions on that text. We are looking at question B, so the second question about that Of Mice and Men extract. Question B is worth 7 marks, and you will have to say how language is used to show a particular theme, idea or issue. You'll need to read the question carefully, so that you know exactly what it's asking you to look for. Decode it, highlight the key words in that question. And before you start writing, you'll need to plan out your answer. So the best thing to do would be to read that key extract, highlighting the words that show this key theme, and label and annotate how it shows that theme. Once you've done that, you're ready to write. When writing your answer, pick out a word or language technique that shows the theme or idea or issue that's in your question. You'll then give the quotation and then explain how this quotation shows this key theme. To make it make a little bit more sense, I'm going to show you a practice exam question now. Here's the question. Comment on how the language is used to show the importance of anger in this extract. I'll show you the extract in a moment, but before we do that, we need to decode it. So I've highlighted language because that's the focus. When commenting on language, you're looking for words in the extract that show this key theme. It might be a verb, it might be an adjective, it might be an emotion, but you're looking at the words that are used. And actually, the key focus for this question is anger. So you are looking for words, specific language techniques that show anger in this extract. Once we've done that, we're ready to read, highlighting the keywords or phrases that show anger. If we can, we want to try and recognise the language techniques that are used there. And we want to annotate how this word shows the importance of anger. So, here we go. This particular extract from Of Mice and Men comes from the part where Lenny has realised that he's killed one of his puppies. He's really upset because he thinks that this means that George won't let him have any rabbits. Suddenly, his anger arose. "God damn you," he cried. "Why'd you got to get killed? You ain't so little as mice." He picked up the pup and hurled it from him. He turned his back on it. He sat bent over his knees and whispered, "Now I won't get to tend the rabbits. Now he won't let me." He rocked himself back and forth in his sorrow. So how would you go about planning an answer to this question? Which words here show anger? What sorts of words are these? How do these words show Lenny's anger? You're about to see an example answer, and this is what you will need to do in the exam to get the marks. The adverb suddenly is used to show how quickly Lenny's anger flared up. This makes him seem dangerous. Anger is shown when Lenny cried, "God damn you." The verb cried shows that he is shouting. He's being quite offensive because he's frustrated. Lenny's anger is shown when he hurled the pup from him. This verb is violent because he's throwing the dog away since he's so annoyed that he will now be in trouble. Because I have picked out 3 different features of language, because I've picked out features of language that show anger, and because I've then gone on to explain how it shows anger, this answer would get me 7 marks. So we make our point, we give our quotation, and then we say how this quotation shows anger. If you can comment on the language technique. So this is an adverb. It describes how quickly Lenny's anger flared up. Or if you can pick out a verb, so an action, for example, cried, and a verb again here in action, he's throwing the puppy really violently away from him. If you can comment on the language technique, that's also going to help you to secure your marks. So, it says here that you get marks if you make reference to the text, if you can show you understand how features of language are used, and of course your examples need to be relevant. It's all about you giving a quotation to say how the writer achieves an effect. So in this particular answer, we have managed to pick out words from the text that show how anger is presented. So hopefully, as a result of this slide, you now know how question B is set out. You understand the steps we'd take to decode and plan an answer to the question, and hopefully you know how you can write to get the marks.